Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here. And as you can see, I'm broadcasting from remote right now, just having come out of a meeting with several CEOs, but we are going to run, I don't know exactly where we're going to run, because this guy, I believe it right now, is in Lansing, and he is the new Chief Executive Officer of Michigan Works Association, Ryan Hundt. Ryan, welcome to the show, and it is so good. Welcome to your new position.
Thank you, Chris. Very much appreciated. It's great to be here with you today talking about the vision for the Michigan Works Association going forward. But again, I cannot tell you how excited I am to start in the role on August 9th and moving forward. I know we'll have a lot of fun together.
Well, I can tell you as a board member, we have been highly anticipating your arrival, and we were really fortunate that casting a net brought you in. Let's talk a little bit about you. Give us some of your background, because everybody should know that while this is airing, you have not yet had your first day in your new position.
Correct. Yep. So I've been at the Michigan Economic Development Corporation now for the past 8 years. My last day was on July 30th, and I will be hitting the ground in full sprint mode starting on Monday, August 9th with the Michigan Works Association. During my time at the Michigan Economic Development Corporation for the past couple of years, I've been leading a team focused primarily on business retention and expansion in most of the state. My team covered about 3/4 of the geographic territory, pretty much everything west and north of Metro Detroit. We had a ton of success, a lot of projects, a lot of investment and job creation, even during the pandemic. So it's great to see companies are still interested in locating here in Michigan. And then once they're here, they're interested in staying here long-term to continue to grow jobs and investment throughout the state.
Well, listen, that was important work, and it's important work for all of us, because we need those companies for the employment circumstance. So where were you before MEDC?
Prior to the MEDC, I worked for a presidential campaign back in 2012. And then prior to that, I was in college. I was working at a couple of financial institutions for some credit unions, both in Southeast Michigan when I was at Oakland University, and then when I moved up here at Case Credit Union here in the Lansing area.
Well, I'll tell you what I love that you bring, and that is the fact that your job at Michigan Works is two-pronged, and that is not only the people who come through the door that need positions, but the people who supply those positions. And you've got a lot of knowledge in that regard. Mm-hmm. Kind of interesting, tough question to ask. Do you have any kind of vision? Do you have any kind of thought about where you might be going with this?
Sure. The good thing is I feel like I'm a newly hired football coach coming into a program with a winning attitude and a tradition of excellence and success. The playbook is really already drawn up. It's just a matter of going out and executing. And so my vision over the long term is really to double down on our efforts around knowledge, vision, and connection. I think I messed that one up, Chris. I apologize. I messed up the three. Knowledge, it should be knowledge, voice, and connection if you want to do that one again.
No, that's perfect. Actually, listen, if you're not going to mess up, it's because you haven't done anything.
That's right. That's right. Yep, that's right.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the organization itself, Michigan Works Association, because I think people sometimes get it confused with the Michigan Works operation, the Michigan Works offices.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So the Michigan Works Association is really the staff, the convening body that focuses primarily on knowledge, voice, and connection. And what that means for us, we're primarily focused on advocating for effective public policies around workforce development, sharing those best practices around the Michigan Works workforce development system here in the state of Michigan, and then serving as that central convening body where we can make those connections and also work with stakeholders inside the workforce development system, but also bring in partners that are maybe they don't know they're part of the workforce development system, but they certainly do have a very important role to play in terms of ensuring that companies can continue to hire and retain and train the individuals that they need, but also the job seekers have access to resources they need in order to get into high quality, high wage positions throughout the state of Michigan.
So this is interesting because, you have I think it's 14 offices you're going to be overseeing, so to speak, or representing around the state of Michigan, all in rather unique circumstances.
Very much so.
This can be a hard thing, I think, to orchestrate.
It very well could be. Fortunately, we have a very dedicated and professional staff at the Michigan Works Association and spread out throughout the 16 offices in the state as well. Like you said, Chris, each of them have their own unique characteristics and traits, and maybe some of the circumstances that you would see in the Upper Peninsula are different from the set of circumstances and challenges in Southeast Michigan. But at the end of the day, the employers, they need qualified talent. They need to be able to bring people in to train, to retain those individuals. And the job seekers themselves also need to access those resources so they can continue to grow within their professional career, to help support their families, but also help support their communities and really support the long-term economic stability of the state of Michigan. So whether it's an office in the Upper Peninsula or an office in Southeast Michigan that represents the Michigan Works system, we are here to support those efforts every step of the way.
We got about 30 seconds left. One of the things I'm excited about is you have your degree from Oakland University in political science, because a lot of your job is going to be advocacy.
That's absolutely right. And that's the one thing I'm extremely excited about. We have a lot of work to do in front of us, but fortunately, as I mentioned previously, we have a dedicated staff who is going to be focused 100% on ensuring that we have the most effective and efficient workforce development policies. That's going to take a lot of work, not only with our private sector employers, but also in the public sector with elected officials, with nonprofits, with other stakeholders that are part of the workforce development system. But that's what excites me. That's why I wake up every single day very passionate about the work that we do. And so I'm looking forward to hitting the ground running here in a couple of days.
Well, Ryan, I am too, and we're really glad we have you on board. Ryan Hundt, the new Chief Executive Officer of the Michigan Works Association. Thanks for being with us, bud.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. Stick around. We'll be back with more.